I am Natasha, your host for today. If you are new here, I want to let you know that we upload new English learning videos every day to help you improve your English faster. In today's lesson, you are going to practice English in a very natural way. We will walk through an entire day together, from waking up in the morning to going to sleep at night. You'll learn how to describe your day in English step by step using natural sentences, useful phrases, and real-life examples that you can use in everyday conversations. This is not just about learning new words, it's about training your brain to think in English. By the end of this lesson, you'll feel more confident in telling your story, sharing your routine, and talking about your life in fluent English. This masterclass is designed for every learner, from beginners who want to build a strong foundation to advanced learners who want to polish their fluency. You'll get listening practice, speaking practice, and sentence shadowing exercises. That will help you sound more natural and more confident. Before we start, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so you never miss another helpful English learning video like this. So, relax, listen closely, and get ready to practice with me all the way from morning to night. Let's begin. When you wake up in the morning, the very first words you can say are simple but powerful. You can start with, I woke up at 7 o'clock, or I usually wake up early in the morning. If you want to sound more natural, you can also say, I got up around 7. Notice the difference? Wake up means when your eyes open, and get up means when you leave the bed. Many English learners mix these up, but now you know how to use them. Let's practice together. Repeat after me. I woke up at 7. I got up at 7:30. I usually wake up early. Good. Try to say it again, but this time imagine your own real routine. If you normally wake up at 9, change the number. If you wake up late on weekends, say, on weekends, I usually wake up late. This way, the phrases connect to your life and you remember them more easily. After waking up, many people talk about how they feel in the morning. You can say, I felt tired when I woke up, or I felt fresh and ready for the day. Another natural way is, I was still sleepy, or I was full of energy this morning. These expressions describe your mood and energy when the day begins. Let's practice. I felt tired when I woke up. I was still sleepy. I was full of energy this morning. Repeat them slowly, and then a little faster to train your fluency. Now, imagine you are telling someone about your morning routine in English. You can start simply. I woke up at 7. I brushed my teeth. I washed my face. And I made my bed. That is a basic but natural description. If you want to add more detail, you can say, I woke up at 7 because I had to go to work. Or, I woke up early because I wanted to exercise before breakfast. See how adding a reason makes your English sound more advanced and complete? Here's a little exercise for you. Think of 3 things you normally do right after waking up. Maybe it's brushing your teeth, making coffee, or checking your phone. Now, describe them in English in one long sentence. For example, after I woke up, I brushed my teeth, made my bed, and checked my phone. Try it now with your own activities. After describing waking up, let's move to the next part of the morning. Freshening up. A very common phrase is, I brushed my teeth. Another is, I washed my face. You can also say, I took a shower, or I had a quick shower before breakfast. To sound more advanced, you can add adverbs like quickly, slowly, or carefully. For example, I quickly brushed my teeth. I carefully washed my face. I slowly got dressed for work. Adding these small words makes your English sound more natural and descriptive. Let's practice together. I brushed my teeth quickly. I washed my face carefully. I took a shower before breakfast. Repeat these lines with me. Good. Shadowing like this will train your tongue and make speaking easier. Now, getting dressed is also part of the morning routine. You can say, I got dressed for work. I put on my uniform. I wore comfortable clothes at home. If you want to talk about choosing clothes, you can say, I couldn't decide what to wear, or I picked my favorite shirt today. Let's try. I got dressed for work. I put on my uniform. I picked my favorite shirt today. Keep repeating until it feels smooth. For more practice, imagine you are telling a friend about your morning in a natural conversation. You might say, this morning I woke up late, brushed my teeth quickly, and then I had to rush to get dressed. That sounds like something you would really say in daily life, doesn't it? Breakfast is another important part of the day. In English, you can say, I had breakfast at 8 o'clock. I made some eggs and toast. I drank a cup of coffee. If you didn't have breakfast, you can say, I skipped breakfast. Or, I wasn't hungry in the morning. Let's practice. I had breakfast at 8 o'clock. I made some eggs and toast. I drank a cup of coffee. Now, let's make it more advanced. Instead of just saying, I ate breakfast, try saying, I had a light breakfast with fruit and yogurt, or I prepared a big breakfast with pancakes, eggs, and coffee. By adding details, your English sounds richer and more fluent. Practice exercise for you. Think of what you usually eat in the morning. Now describe it in English in a full sentence. For example, I usually eat bread and jam with tea in the morning. Or, I often drink coffee and eat cereal before going to work. Try making your own sentence and repeat it 3 times aloud. After breakfast, most people begin preparing for their day. Maybe you get ready for work, school, or other activities. In English, you can describe this part of your routine with simple phrases like, I left the house at 8:30. I went to the office. I took the bus to school. These are short, clear sentences that describe daily actions. Let's practice. I left the house at 8:30. I went to the office. I took the bus to school. Repeat these lines slowly, then again a little faster. Now, let's add more natural expressions. Instead of just saying, I went to work, you can say, I headed to work at 9, or I drove to the office this morning. If you take public transport, you can say, I caught the bus, or I took the subway to downtown. Practice with me. I headed to work at 9. I caught the bus to school. I drove to the office this morning. Here's a practice exercise. Imagine your real morning routine and describe how you travel. Do you walk, drive, or use the bus? Say it in English as if you are telling a friend. For example, I usually walk to school because it's close to my house. Or, I drive to work because the bus takes too long. Try to create your own sentences and repeat them aloud. On the way to work or school, people often describe the experience. You can say, the traffic was heavy this morning, or the bus was crowded today. A more advanced way is, it took me longer than usual because of traffic, or the train was delayed, so I arrived late. These small details make your English more realistic and fluent. Let's practice. The traffic was heavy this morning. The bus was crowded today. The train was delayed, so I arrived late. Now imagine you are at work or school. How can you describe the start of your day? You can say, I started work at 9. I attended a meeting in the morning. I had a class at 10 o'clock. These are simple but natural sentences. Try repeating with me. I started work at 9. I had a class at 10 o'clock. I attended a meeting in the morning. To make it sound more advanced, you can add extra detail. For example, I started work at 9 by checking my emails. I had a class at 10 o'clock where we studied history. I attended a meeting in the morning to discuss a new project. See how those extra words give more life to your sentences? Here's an exercise for you. Think about what you normally do first when you arrive at work or school. Maybe you greet your friends. Maybe you turn on your computer. Maybe you drink some water. Put it into a sentence like this. When I arrived at work, I greeted my colleagues and turned on my computer. Or, when I arrived at school, I talked with my friends before class. Try to make your own version and say it aloud 2 or 3 times. During the late morning, people often work or study until lunchtime. You can describe this with natural phrases such as, I was busy with my work. I studied English for 2 hours. I finished some important tasks before lunch. Repeat after me. I was busy with my work. I studied English for 2 hours. I finished some important tasks before lunch. If you want to sound more advanced, you can connect your sentences. For example, I was busy with my work, so I didn't have time for a break. I studied English for 2 hours and then I took a short rest. I finished some important tasks before lunch, which made me feel productive. These connecting words like so, and then, and, which made me, will help your English flow more naturally. Let's practice shadowing. I was busy with my work, so I didn't have time for a break. I studied English for 2 hours and then I took a short rest. I finished some important tasks before lunch, which made me feel productive. Repeat these slowly at first, then try a little faster to build fluency. Now let's move to lunchtime. In English, you can say, I had lunch at 12:30, or I ate lunch with my coworkers. I went to a restaurant for lunch. Another natural expression is, I brought my lunch from home. Repeat with me. I had lunch at 12:30. I ate lunch with my coworkers. I went to a restaurant for lunch. If you want to describe your food in more detail, you can say, I had rice and chicken for lunch, or I ate a sandwich and drank some juice. If you want to be more advanced, add how you felt. I had rice and chicken for lunch and it was delicious. I ate a sandwich and drank some juice, which made me feel refreshed. These extra words make your sentences richer. Practice exercise. Think about what you ate yesterday for lunch. Now describe it in English. For example, yesterday I had pasta with vegetables and it tasted great. Or, I ate a salad and drank water because I wanted something light. Make your own sentence and repeat it 2 or 3 times aloud. After lunch, the day usually continues with work, study, or other important activities. In English, you can describe this by saying, I went back to work after lunch. I returned to class at 1 o'clock. I continued studying in the afternoon. These are simple but clear phrases that show the flow of your day. Let's practice together. I went back to work after lunch. I returned to class at 1 o'clock. I continued studying in the afternoon. To make it sound more advanced, you can connect ideas. For example, I went back to work after lunch and finished writing a report. I returned to class at 1 o'clock and listened to the teacher carefully. I continued studying in the afternoon because I had an exam the next day. Adding reasons or details makes your English sound complete and natural. Here's a practice exercise for you. Think about what you normally do after lunch. Do you go back to work? Do you take a short nap? Do you study? Make one full sentence in English about it. For example, after lunch, I usually drink some tea and then go back to work. Or, after lunch, I take a short rest before continuing my studies. Try creating your own sentence and repeat it 3 times aloud. In the afternoon, many people describe how busy or relaxed they were. You can say, I was very busy in the afternoon. I worked on a new project. I had an English lesson after lunch. If you want to sound more advanced, you can add detail. I was very busy in the afternoon because of an important deadline. I worked on a new project that required a lot of focus. I had an English lesson after lunch, which helped me improve my vocabulary. Let's shadow these together. I was very busy in the afternoon because of an important deadline. I worked on a new project that required a lot of focus. I had an English lesson after lunch, which helped me improve my vocabulary. Repeat slowly at first, then again at a natural speed. Now, let's talk about small breaks in the afternoon. It's natural to say, I took a short break. I had a cup of coffee in the afternoon. I chatted with my coworkers for a few minutes. To expand, you can say, I took a short break in the afternoon to relax my mind. I had a cup of coffee in the afternoon because I was feeling sleepy. I chatted with my coworkers for a few minutes before starting work again. These little details show more fluency in your speaking. Practice time. Imagine you are in the middle of your afternoon. What do you usually do for a short break? Make a sentence about it in English. For example, I usually drink green tea in the afternoon to feel refreshed. Or, I walk outside for 10 minutes to get some fresh air. Try making your own version and repeat it aloud 2 or 3 times. Now let's think about afternoon tasks in more detail. You can say, I answered some emails in the afternoon. I studied for my exam. I joined an online meeting. These are everyday activities that sound natural in English. If you want to add more advanced detail, you can say, I answered some emails in the afternoon and organized my work schedule. I studied for my exam by reviewing the notes from class. I joined an online meeting where we discussed our goals for the week. Let's practice shadowing these longer sentences. I answered some emails in the afternoon and organized my work schedule. I studied for my exam by reviewing the notes from class. I joined an online meeting where we discussed our goals for the week. Good. Shadowing like this builds your fluency and rhythm. Sometimes in the afternoon, you might feel tired or sleepy. You can say, I felt sleepy after lunch. I needed a short rest in the afternoon. I was tired, but I kept working. A more advanced version would be, I felt sleepy after lunch, so I took a short break. I needed a short rest in the afternoon because I had been working since morning. I was tired, but I kept working because I wanted to finish everything on time. These expressions sound natural in real life. Now describe it in English. For example, yesterday I felt sleepy after lunch, so I drank a cup of coffee. Or, last week I was very tired in the afternoon because I had too many classes. Make your own sentence and repeat it aloud. By the late afternoon, people usually start finishing their work or school day. You can say, I finished work at 5 o'clock. I completed my homework before dinner. I left the office at 6. A more advanced way is, I finished work at 5 o'clock and felt relieved to go home. I completed my homework before dinner, so I had free time in the evening. I left the office at 6 after a long and busy day. Let's shadow these together. I finished work at 5 o'clock and felt relieved to go home. I completed my homework before dinner, so I had free time in the evening. I left the office at 6 after a long and busy day. Repeat them a few times until the flow feels smooth. When the work or school day is finished, the evening begins. In English, you can describe this moment with simple phrases like, I came home in the evening. I returned home after work. I arrived home at 6:30. These are everyday sentences that describe finishing the day. Repeat with me. I came home in the evening. I returned home after work. I arrived home at 6:30. To sound more advanced, add feelings or reasons. For example, I came home in the evening feeling tired but happy. I returned home after work and immediately changed my clothes. I arrived home at 6:30 because the traffic was heavy. These longer sentences give your English more color and fluency. Now let's talk about relaxing after coming home. You can say, I rested for a while after getting home. I sat on the sofa and relaxed. I listened to some music in the evening. These are natural expressions. If you want to make them advanced, you can say, I rested for a while after getting home because I had a busy day. I sat on the sofa and relaxed while watching TV. I listened to some music in the evening to feel calm and peaceful. Practice with me. I rested for a while after getting home because I had a busy day. I sat on the sofa and relaxed while watching TV. I listened to some music in the evening to feel calm and peaceful. Repeat slowly, then again at a more natural speed. Evenings often include spending time with family or friends. You can say, I had dinner with my family. I talked with my parents in the evening. I called a friend after work. These are simple but very common sentences. Let's make them richer. I had dinner with my family and we talked about our day. I talked with my parents in the evening, which made me feel happy. I called a friend after work to make plans for the weekend. Practice exercise. Think about your own evening yesterday. Did you eat with your family? Did you talk to a friend? Try describing it in English. For example, yesterday I had dinner with my family and we laughed a lot. Or, last night I called my best friend and we spoke for an hour. Make your own version and repeat it aloud. Now let's focus on dinner. In English, you can say, I had dinner at 8 o'clock. I ate rice and vegetables for dinner. I ordered pizza in the evening. To make it more advanced, try, I had dinner at 8 o'clock after finishing my work. I ate rice and vegetables for dinner, which was both healthy and filling. I ordered pizza in the evening because I didn't feel like cooking. Let's practice shadowing. I had dinner at 8 o'clock after finishing my work. I ate rice and vegetables for dinner, which was both healthy and filling. I ordered pizza in the evening because I didn't feel like cooking. Good. Repeat them again with your own dinner in mind. Evenings are also a time for hobbies. You can say, I read a book after dinner. I watched a movie at night. I played a game on my phone. These are simple and natural. To make them more advanced, add details. I read a book after dinner to relax my mind. I watched a movie at night with my family. I played a game on my phone for half an hour before going to bed. Practice exercise. Think of your favorite evening activity. Maybe it's reading, maybe it's watching TV, maybe it's exercising. Now put it into a sentence. For example, I usually read a few pages of a book after dinner. Or, I often watch a TV show in the evening to relax. Say your own version aloud 3 times. Sometimes people meet friends or go outside in the evening. You can say, I went out with my friends. I visited a cafe in the evening. I took a walk after dinner. A more advanced version is, I went out with my friends to celebrate a birthday. I visited a cafe in the evening and enjoyed some coffee. I took a walk after dinner to get some fresh air. These extra details make the sentences feel alive and real. Practice shadowing. I went out with my friends to celebrate a birthday. I visited a cafe in the evening and enjoyed some coffee. I took a walk after dinner to get some fresh air. Repeat them naturally. By the late evening, people usually start preparing for rest. You can say, I finished my work in the evening. I got ready for bed around 10 o'clock. I turned off my computer and relaxed before sleeping. These are everyday phrases. Let's make them stronger. I finished my work in the evening and felt proud of what I had done. I got ready for bed around 10 o'clock after a long day. I turned off my computer and relaxed before sleeping to calm my mind. Practice exercise. Think about how you usually prepare for bed. Do you read? Do you check your phone? Do you brush your teeth? Put it into one long sentence. For example, before bed, I brushed my teeth, checked my phone, and read a little before sleeping. Try to create your own sentence and repeat it a few times aloud. As the night comes, most people start to slow down and prepare for sleep. In English, you can describe this with simple sentences like, I got ready for bed at 11 o'clock. I brushed my teeth before sleeping. I turned off the lights and went to bed. These are clear and common phrases. Let's practice together. I got ready for bed at 11 o'clock. I brushed my teeth before sleeping. I turned off the lights and went to bed. To make your sentences sound more advanced, add details or feelings. For example, I got ready for bed at 11 o'clock after finishing all my work. I brushed my teeth before sleeping, and then I read a book for a few minutes. I turned off the lights and went to bed feeling calm and relaxed. These small details create a more natural flow in your English. Practice exercise. Think about your real nighttime routine. What do you usually do before bed? Do you wash your face, brush your teeth, or check your phone? Put it into one complete sentence. For example, before going to bed, I brushed my teeth, washed my face, and checked my phone. Try creating your own version and repeat it 3 times aloud. Another natural way to describe night routines is with verbs like change and put on. You can say, I changed into my pajamas before sleeping. I put on comfortable clothes at night. I prepared my bed before lying down. A more advanced version is, I changed into my pajamas and felt comfortable immediately. I put on comfortable clothes at night so I could relax fully. I prepared my bed before lying down to make sure I would sleep well. Let's practice shadowing these longer sentences. I changed into my pajamas and felt comfortable immediately. I put on comfortable clothes at night so I could relax fully. I prepared my bed before lying down to make sure I would sleep well. Repeat slowly, then at a natural pace. At night, many people also take time to reflect on their day. You can say, I thought about everything I did during the day. I remembered the good moments and felt thankful. I planned what I would do tomorrow. To sound more advanced, you can connect ideas. I thought about everything I did during the day and made a list of what I wanted to improve. I remembered the good moments and felt thankful for my family and friends. I planned what I would do tomorrow so I could feel more organized. Practice exercise. Tonight, before you sleep, try this in English. Say aloud, today, I did this, this, and this. Tomorrow, I will do this, this, and this. This practice will not only improve your English, but also help you reflect on your real life. Now let's talk about how to describe feeling sleepy. You can say, I felt sleepy at night. I was very tired and needed rest. I fell asleep quickly. More advanced versions are, I felt sleepy at night after such a long day. I was very tired and needed rest, so I went to bed earlier than usual. I fell asleep quickly because I was exhausted. Let's practice together. I felt sleepy at night after such a long day. I was very tired and needed rest, so I went to bed earlier than usual. I fell asleep quickly because I was exhausted. Repeat slowly and smoothly. Sometimes people struggle to sleep. You can say, I couldn't sleep at night. I stayed awake for a long time. I finally fell asleep after midnight. More advanced sentences are, I couldn't sleep at night because I was thinking too much. I stayed awake for a long time, trying to relax my mind. I finally fell asleep after midnight when I felt calm enough. Practice exercise. If you ever have trouble sleeping, try describing it in English. For example, last night I couldn't sleep because I drank coffee too late. Or, sometimes I stay awake at night thinking about tomorrow. Make your own sentence and say it aloud 2 or 3 times. Now, let's practice telling the whole story of your day, from start to finish, in one flow. For example, I woke up at 7, brushed my teeth, had breakfast, went to work, studied in the afternoon, had dinner with my family, and went to bed at 11. This is a very natural way to describe your day. You can expand it into a longer description if you want to sound more advanced. I woke up at 7, brushed my teeth, and had breakfast with coffee. Then I went to work, where I attended meetings and finished some important tasks. In the evening, I had dinner with my family, watched a movie, and finally went to bed at 11 feeling relaxed. Practice exercise. Now it's your turn. Try to tell your entire day in English in one long sentence. Start from waking up and end with going to bed. Imagine you are telling a friend, this is what I did today. Speak slowly, then try again more smoothly. By the time you finish describing your day, you'll notice how much English you can actually use from real life. This kind of practice helps you connect language to your own story, making fluency feel natural and automatic. Once you can describe your basic day from morning to night, the next step is learning how to compare days. You can say, today was different from yesterday. My morning today was easier than yesterday's. This evening was more relaxing than last night. These sentences use comparisons, which make your English more advanced. Practice with me. Today was different from yesterday. My morning today was easy. are than yesterday's. This evening was more relaxing than last night. Repeat slowly, then again more naturally. Now let's make the comparisons richer with more detail. For example, today was different from yesterday because I woke up earlier and felt more energetic. My morning today was easier than yesterday's since I didn't have many tasks. This evening was more relaxing than last night because I spent time with my family instead of working. These kinds of sentences give you both fluency and depth. Practice exercise. Think of yesterday and today. Compare them in English. For example, yesterday I was very busy, but today I had more free time. Or, yesterday I slept late, but today I went to bed early. Try creating 2 or 3 comparisons and say them aloud. Another advanced way to practice is to add emotions to your routine. Instead of only saying, I went to work, you can say, I went to work feeling nervous because I had a meeting. Instead of only saying, I had lunch, you can say, I had lunch happily because I was with my friends. Adding feelings like nervous, excited, happy, or tired makes your English sound more human and natural. Practice shadowing with me. I went to work feeling nervous because I had a meeting. I had lunch happily because I was with my friends. I came home in the evening feeling relaxed after a long day. Repeat them a few times until they flow smoothly. Now, let's try storytelling practice. Instead of just listing activities, try connecting them into one long description, like you're telling a real story. For example, this morning I woke up late because my alarm didn't ring. I quickly brushed my teeth and skipped breakfast, then I rushed to work. I arrived late, but luckily my boss wasn't angry. After lunch, I worked on a big project and finally finished it in the afternoon. In the evening, I relaxed with my family and went to bed feeling proud of myself. Notice how this story uses connections like because, then, but, and fin, ally. These words make your English flow and sound like natural speech. Practice exercise. Try to tell a story about one of your real days, but include emotions and connecting words. For example, yesterday I felt tired because I worked late. In the morning, I didn't want to wake up, but I had to. After lunch, I felt better, and by the evening, I was happy because I met my friend. Try creating your own version and say it aloud. Now let's practice future tense as part of daily life. You can say, tomorrow I will wake up early. Tomorrow afternoon I will study English. Tomorrow evening I will have dinner with my family. More advanced versions are, tomorrow I will wake up early because I want to exercise. Tomorrow afternoon I will study English to prepare for my test. Tomorrow evening I will have dinner with my family and share my plans for the weekend. Practice with me. Tomorrow I will wake up early because I want to exercise. Tomorrow afternoon I will study English to prepare for my test. Tomorrow evening I will have dinner with my family and share my plans for the weekend. Repeat them slowly, then again with more fluency. Here's a useful exercise. Try to describe your entire plan for tomorrow in English. Imagine you are telling a friend what you will do. For example, tomorrow morning I will wake up at 7, then I will go to school, and in the evening I will meet my cousin. Make your own plan and repeat it 3 times aloud. Now let's practice past tense storytelling more deeply. Instead of only saying, I ate breakfast, you can say, I ate breakfast at 8 and enjoyed some toast with jam. Instead of only saying, I studied in the afternoon, you can say, I studied in the afternoon by reviewing my English notes carefully. This way, your sentences are more advanced and descriptive. Shadow these sentences with me. I ate breakfast at 8 and enjoyed some toast with jam. I studied in the afternoon by reviewing my English notes carefully. I went to bed at 11 after watching a relaxing show. Repeat until they feel natural. By practicing past, present, and future tenses, you train your brain to talk about time naturally in English. You'll be able to describe your day, reflect on yesterday, and plan for tomorrow, all in fluent English. In daily life, not everything goes as planned. Sometimes unexpected things happen. In English, you can describe them with simple sentences like, I missed the bus in the morning. I forgot my homework. I lost my keys. These are short and natural expressions. Let's practice. I missed the bus in the morning. I forgot my homework. I lost my keys. To make them more advanced, you can add details. For example, I missed the bus in the morning because I left the house late. I forgot my homework at home, so I had to explain to my teacher. I lost my keys in the office, but luckily I found them later. These longer sentences sound more fluent and connected. Practice exercise. Think about the last small problem you had in your day. Maybe your phone battery died, maybe it rained, maybe you were late. Try to describe it in English. For example, yesterday I got wet in the rain because I forgot my umbrella. Or, last week, my phone battery died while I was outside and I couldn't call anyone. Make your own sentence and repeat it aloud. Another part of daily life is having short conversations. In English, we often use small talk to sound natural. For example, how was your day? It was fine, thanks. What did you do today? I worked all afternoon. These are simple question and answer forms that you can practice to improve fluency. Let's practice together. How was your day? It was fine, thanks. What did you do today? I worked all afternoon. Repeat them slowly, then try faster, like in a real conversation. To make small talk more advanced, add more details. For example, how was your day? It was fine, thanks. I finished a lot of work at the office. Or, what did you do today? I worked all afternoon and then had dinner with my family. These answers are richer and help you sound more natural. Practice exercise. Imagine someone asks you in English, how was your day? Answer in 2 or 3 full sentences. For example, my day was good. I studied English for 2 hours and then went shopping. Now try creating your own answer and say it aloud a few times. Sometimes in conversations, you need to explain problems. You can say, I was late because the bus was full. I couldn't finish my work because I was too busy. I didn't go out because it was raining. These are natural explanations using because. To sound more advanced, you can connect with so and but. For example, I was late because the bus was full, so I had to wait for the next one. I couldn't finish my work because I was too busy, but I will complete it tomorrow. I didn't go out because it was raining, so I stayed home and read a book. These sentences feel complete and natural in conversation. Let's shadow these together. I was late because the bus was full, so I had to wait for the next one. I couldn't finish my work because I was too busy, but I will complete it tomorrow. I didn't go out because it was raining, so I stayed home and read a book. Repeat them slowly, then again at a natural speed. Another useful skill is describing your feelings when unexpected events happen. For example, I felt stressed when I was late. I felt happy when I finished my work. I felt disappointed when I couldn't meet my friend. These are simple but powerful sentences. To make them richer, add reasons. I felt stressed when I was late because I didn't want to miss the meeting. I felt happy when I finished my work because it was very difficult. I felt disappointed when I couldn't meet my friend because we had planned it for a long time. These details help you sound advanced and natural. Practice exercise. Think of one moment today when you felt something strong, maybe tired, happy, angry, or relaxed. Now describe it in English with a reason. For example, I felt tired this afternoon because I studied for 3 hours. Or, I felt excited this evening because I watched a good movie. Make your own version and repeat it 3 times aloud. Daily life also includes problem solving. You can say, I fixed the problem. I found a solution. I solved the issue at work. To make it advanced, connect the problem and solution. I fixed the problem by restarting my computer. I found a solution by asking my teacher for help. I solved the issue at work by talking with my manager. Practice with me. I fixed the problem by restarting my computer. I found a solution by asking my teacher for help. I solved the issue at work by talking with my manager. Repeat slowly, then more naturally. By practicing how to describe unexpected events, short conversations, emotions, and solutions, your English becomes flexible. You're not just listing actions, but telling a real story of your day. At the end of the day, people often talk about how their day went. A simple way to do this is to say, my day was good. My day was busy. My day was relaxing. These are short and natural answers, but we can make them stronger. For more advanced English, try adding details and opinions. For example, my day was good because I finished all my work on time. My day was busy, but I learned a lot. My day was relaxing because I spent time with my family. These kinds of sentences help you sound fluent and confident. Practice with me. My day was good because I finished all my work on time. My day was busy, but I learned a lot. My day was relaxing because I spent time with my family. Repeat slowly, then again at a natural speed. Now imagine a friend asks you, "How was your day?" You can answer with more than one sentence. For example, my day was great. I went to school, studied English, and then spent the evening watching a movie with my family. Another example is, my day was tiring. I worked all day, had 2 meetings, and came home late, but I'm happy I got everything done. Practice exercise. Think about your real day today. Answer the question, how was your day, in 2 or 3 full sentences. Try to include details and reasons. For example, my day was interesting. I learned something new, had a good meal, and talked to a friend. Make your own version and repeat it aloud 3 times. Another way to talk about your day is by expressing your opinion of different parts of it. You can say, the morning was difficult, but the afternoon was easier. Lunch was delicious, but dinner was simple. Work was stressful, but the evening was peaceful. These contrast sentences help you use but naturally in English. Let's practice shadowing. The morning was difficult, but the afternoon was easier. Lunch was delicious, but dinner was simple. Work was stressful, but the evening was peaceful. Repeat until it feels smooth. Now let's try connecting even more details together in one long reflection. For example, today started slowly because I was tired in the morning, but the afternoon was better since I finished my work early, and the evening was peaceful because I spent time with my family. Notice how this sentence uses because, but, and since to connect ideas smoothly. Practice exercise. Try to reflect on your entire day in one long connected sentence. For example, my day was busy because I had many classes, but I was happy because I met my friends in the evening. Now create your own reflection and say it aloud. Sometimes people share highlights of their day, the best or most important part. You can say, "The best part of my day was having lunch with my friend." The most interesting part of my day was learning a new English phrase. The most relaxing part of my day was listening to music before bed. These expressions make your English sound advanced and natural. Practice with me. The best part of my day was having lunch with my friend. The most interesting part of my day was learning a new English phrase. The most relaxing part of my day was listening to music before bed. Repeat them slowly, then again at a natural rhythm. Now let's practice telling your day as a longer story. Not just a list of actions, but a flowing description. For example, I woke up late this morning, so I had to rush through breakfast. At work, I had 2 meetings that made me tired, but in the afternoon, I finished an important project, which made me feel proud. In the evening, I relaxed with my family, had a nice dinner, and went to bed feeling satisfied with the day. Notice how the story uses connectors like so, but, and which made me feel. These connectors are the secret to speaking naturally in English. Practice exercise. Try telling your own day as a complete story in English. Start with waking up, move through morning, afternoon, and evening, and finish with bedtime. Use connectors like because, but, so, and which made me. Speak slowly the first time, then again more smoothly to build fluency. Another useful practice is imagining conversations about your day. For example, A. How was your day? B. It was good. I studied English in the morning, worked in the afternoon, and relaxed in the evening. Or a longer version. A. How was your day? B. It was busy. I woke up early, worked all day, and had 2 meetings. But in the evening, I had dinner with my family, which was the best part. Practice these dialogues aloud as if you are talking with someone. This will make you more confident in real conversations. By practicing opinions, highlights, and full reflections, you move beyond just describing actions. You learn to share your thoughts, feelings, and experiences in English, which is the real goal of fluency. One powerful way to practice is by describing the same day in different ways. For example, the short version. I woke up, went to work, had lunch, finished my tasks, and went to bed. Then the longer version. I woke up early in the morning, brushed my teeth, and had a quick breakfast before heading to work. At work, I joined a meeting, finished some important tasks, and felt very productive. After lunch, I continued working until evening. Then I came home, had dinner with my family, and finally went to bed feeling tired but happy. Practice exercise. First, describe your day in English with only 5 short sentences. Then, describe the same day in a longer way with more details. Try both versions and notice how the longer one sounds more fluent and natural. Another variation practice is changing the tense. Let's take one sentence. I eat breakfast at 7. In past tense, I ate breakfast at 7. In future tense, I will eat breakfast at 7. This simple switch makes your English flexible in real conversations. Shadow these with me. I eat breakfast at 7. I ate breakfast at 7. I will eat breakfast at 7. Repeat slowly, then again naturally. Now let's practice longer connected sentences with time words like after, before, and while. For example, after I woke up, I brushed my teeth and made my bed. Before I went to work, I had a cup of coffee. While I was studying, my friend called me. These connecting words make your English sound smooth and advanced. Practice together. After I woke up, I brushed my teeth and made my bed. Before I went to work, I had a cup of coffee. While I was studying, my friend called me. Repeat these sentences 2 or 3 times aloud. Now, let's make them even longer by adding details. After I woke up, I brushed my teeth and made my bed before going downstairs for breakfast. Before I went to work, I had a cup of coffee because I needed energy. While I was studying, my friend called me to ask about tomorrow's class. Practice shadowing these longer ones. After I woke up, I brushed my teeth and made my bed before going downstairs for breakfast. Before I went to work, I had a cup of coffee because I needed energy. While I was studying, my friend called me to ask about tomorrow's class. Notice how the sentences sound like natural storytelling now. Another advanced exercise is describing not just what happened, but how you felt during it. For example, after I woke up, I brushed my teeth and made my bed, but I was still feeling sleepy. Before I went to work, I had a cup of coffee, which made me feel more awake. While I was studying, my friend called me, and I felt happy to talk with her. These kinds of sentences mix actions with emotions, which is exactly how native speakers talk. Practice with me. After I woke up, I brushed my teeth and made my bed, but I was still feeling sleepy. Before I went to work, I had a cup of coffee, which made me feel more awake. While I was studying, my friend called me, and I felt happy to talk with her. Now let's practice storytelling of an entire day using longer connections. For example, I woke up early in the morning and felt fresh because I had slept well. After brushing my teeth and having breakfast, I went to work and joined a team meeting. The afternoon was busy since I had to complete many tasks, but I managed everything on time. In the evening, I came home, had dinner with my family, and then relaxed by reading a book before going to bed at 11. Practice exercise. Try to create your own full-day story in English using connecting words like after, before, since, but, and because. Speak slowly the first time, then again more naturally, to train your fluency. Now let's add another level, imagining different days. For example, on weekdays, I wake up early, go to work, and come home late. On weekends, I wake up later, spend time with friends, and enjoy relaxing at home. These kinds of comparisons help you practice flexibility. Practice with me. On weekdays, I wake up early, go to work, and come home late. On weekends, I wake up later, spend time with friends, and enjoy relaxing at home. Repeat them aloud and notice the rhythm. For more advanced sentences, connect them with feelings. On weekdays, I wake up early, go to work, and come home late, which makes me feel tired. On weekends, I wake up later, spend time with friends, and enjoy relaxing at home, which makes me feel happy and refreshed. Practice shadowing. On weekdays, I wake up early, go to work, and come home late, which makes me feel tired. On weekends, I wake up later, spend time with friends, and enjoy relaxing at home, which makes me feel happy and refreshed. By practicing variations, tense changes, connecting words and emotions, you make your English storytelling strong and flexible, ready for any real-life conversation. Let's imagine a simple role play between two people talking about their day. A. How was your day? B. It was good. I woke up early, went to work, and had lunch with my colleagues. A. That sounds nice. What did you do in the evening? B. In the evening, I had dinner with my family and then watched a movie before going to bed. Now let's expand this dialogue to sound more advanced. A. How was your day? B. It was quite busy. I woke up at 6, brushed my teeth, and had a quick breakfast before heading to the office. At work, I had 2 meetings and finished an important project. A. That sounds like a long day. How did you feel? B. I felt tired, but satisfied because I managed to finish everything on time. In the evening, I had dinner with my family and relaxed with a good book before sleeping. Practice exercise. First, repeat both dialogues aloud as if you are both people. Switch roles and try it again. Then create your own version using your real routine. Now let's try a different role play about unexpected events in the day. A. Did you have a good day? B. It was okay, but I missed the bus in the morning. A. Oh no. What happened? B. I left the house late, so I had to wait for the next bus, and I was late to school. More advanced version. A. Did you have a good day? B. Not really. This morning I overslept because my alarm didn't ring, so I missed the bus. I finally reached school, but I was 10 minutes late. A. That must have been stressful. Did things get better later? B. Yes. The afternoon was better. I studied for my exam, had lunch with my friend, and felt more relaxed in the evening. Practice this dialogue aloud. Switching between the roles of A and B, notice how the conversation flows with reasons, feelings, and solutions. Now, let's practice shadowing longer role plays. Here's one about describing an entire day. A. Tell me about your day. B. Sure. I woke up early at 7, had breakfast, and went to work. The morning was busy because I had a meeting. In the afternoon, I finished some tasks and studied English for an hour. In the evening, I had dinner at home, watched a little TV, and went to bed around 11. Now repeat after me line by line. Sure, I woke up early at 7, had breakfast, and went to work. The morning was busy because I had a meeting. In the afternoon, I finished some tasks and studied English for an hour. In the evening, I had dinner at home, watched a little TV, and went to bed around 11. This exercise trains you to speak smoothly and confidently in conversation. Now let's practice asking questions about someone's day. You can say, what time did you wake up today? What did you have for lunch? How was your evening? These are simple but very natural daily life questions. More advanced versions. What time did you wake up today? And how did you feel in the morning? What did you have for lunch and did you enjoy it? How was your evening and what did you do before going to bed? Practice exercise. Ask yourself these questions in English and then answer them. For example, what time did you wake up today? I woke up at 7, and I felt a little tired at first, but better after coffee. Do this practice daily to build fluency. Finally, let's connect everything into a role play about a weekend day versus a weekday. A. How was your Saturday? B. It was great. I woke up late, had breakfast with my family, and then went shopping. In the evening, I met my friend and we had dinner together. A. That sounds fun. Was it different from your weekday routine? B. Yes, very different. On weekdays, I wake up early, go to work, and come home late. But on weekends, I have more free time to relax and enjoy myself. Practice this role play aloud. Then, create your own weekend versus weekday story in English and say it slowly, then faster, to build fluency. Now that we've practiced describing daily life from morning to night, let's put it all together in longer exercises. Imagine you are speaking to a new friend, and they ask, "Can you tell me about a typical day in your life?" Instead of short sentences, try a flowing answer. For example, on a typical day, I wake up at 7 in the morning and brush my teeth before having breakfast. After that, I leave for work and usually arrive around 9. The morning is often busy with emails and meetings, but I usually get some important tasks done. At lunchtime, I eat with my colleagues, and then I continue working in the afternoon. In the evening, I return home, spend time with my family, have dinner, and then relax before going to bed at 11. Practice exercise. Tell your own typical day in English in one long answer like this. Try to keep speaking for at least 1 minute without stopping. Don't worry about mistakes. The goal is fluency and practice. Now, let's try another advanced exercise, describing your day as if it were a story. For example, this morning I woke up late because I was so tired. I quickly got ready, skipped breakfast, and rushed to catch the bus. Luckily, I arrived at work just on time. The afternoon was easier because I finished all my tasks early. In the evening, I met my friend for dinner, and we laughed and talked for hours. I finally came home, read a book, and went to bed feeling happy. Notice how this story has beginning, middle, and end. It also includes feelings like tired, lucky, easier, happy. These emotional details make your English sound alive. Practice exercise. Try telling the story of today in English with a beginning, middle, and end. Start with how your morning went, move through the afternoon, and end with the evening. Add feelings and details to make it natural. Now let's practice future storytelling, talking about what you will do tomorrow as a story. For example, tomorrow I will wake up early because I want to exercise before breakfast. Then I will go to school, where I have 2 classes. In the afternoon, I will study for my English exam. In the evening, I will relax with my family and watch a movie before going to bed. Practice exercise. Create your own tomorrow story in English and speak it out loud. This way, you practice using the future tense naturally. Let's also try mixing days together for more advanced practice. For example, yesterday I studied English. Today I worked on my homework. And tomorrow I will meet my friend. Or, yesterday was busy. Today was relaxing. And tomorrow will be exciting. These sentences show how to connect past, present, and future. Practice with me. Yesterday I studied English. Today I worked on my homework. And tomorrow I will meet my friend. Yesterday was busy. Today was relaxing. And tomorrow will be exciting. Repeat them slowly, then again more fluently. Now it's time for one last shadowing practice, a full day in natural English. I woke up early, brushed my teeth, and had breakfast. I went to work, attended meetings, and completed my tasks. In the afternoon, I studied English and read a book. In the evening, I had dinner with my family, watched TV, and went to bed feeling relaxed. Repeat this shadowing line by line, slowly first, then more naturally. Imagine you are really speaking about your own life. Before we end, remember this. Fluency doesn't come from memorizing thousands of words all at once. It comes from practicing daily life English until it feels natural and automatic. By describing your day, comparing yesterday, today, and tomorrow, and adding emotions and details, you train your brain to think in English. So keep practicing. Every morning, describe your plan for the day in English. Every evening, tell the story of your day in English. Use short sentences, long sentences, emotions, and reasons. With this kind of practice, you will notice real improvement. And finally, thank you for spending this time with me today. I hope you enjoyed this masterclass where we practiced English together from morning to night. Remember to subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so you don't miss future lessons. You are on the right path, and with daily practice, you will become fluent. Believe in yourself, keep practicing, and your English will grow stronger every day. See you in the next lesson. Goodbye for now.